Hello and welcome to today's class. Here we have this math Olympiad question. 125 to the power of t plus 25 to the power of t plus 5 to the power of t equals to 39. What is the value of t? And here we are told that t belongs to a set of array number. Okay, so we are not looking for imaginary number, imaginary solutions. They are out of the system. So let's take our solution to solving this challenge here. All right. Now, if you check carefully, you discover that this figure here, 125, can be expressed as 5 to the power of 3, and 25 can be expressed as 5 to the power of 2, and here we have 5 to the power of t already. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to give us 5 all raised to the power of 3, all further raised to the power of t, there plus our 5 raised to the power of 2, all further raised to the power of t, plus our 5 raised to the power of t, everything equal to our 39. Okay, so with what we have here now, we're going to apply a simple law in indices, which says that if you have your a to the power of mn, this is same thing as your a to the power of n m. Okay, so if we apply this rule here, then we can bring in this t inside, take this 3 out. So this is going to give us here our 5 raised to the power of rt, okay, raised to the power of 3, then plus our 5 raised to the power of rt raised to the power of 2, then plus our 5 raised to the power of t is equals to 39. Why are we doing this? It is because we're having 5 to the power of t here, right? Good. So at this point, we're going to do a simple substitution here. So we're going to say let the value of 5 to the power of t be equal to, let's take any alphabet. Let's take it to p. Okay, so if we're having 5 to the power of t equals to p, then wherever we see 5 to the power of t, we're going to put p in there. So this now implies, with what we said so far, this is going to give us our p to the power of 3, then plus our p to the power of 2, then plus our p, everything equals to 3, 9. So if you check the powers of the variable here now, it's in decreasing order. So we have the power of 1, 2, and 3. So we look at this number here, 39. Can we express 39 in this format? Yes. So we can bring in 3 here, okay? So we can rewrite 39 as 3 to the power of 3 plus 3 to the power of 2 plus 3 to the power of 1. So let's go ahead and rewrite that. So here we have here our p. So here we have our p, here p to the power of 3, there plus p to the power of 2, there plus p to the power of 1 equal to 3 to the power of 3, there plus 3 to the power of 2 plus 3 to the power of 1. 3 to the power of 3 will give us 27. Then 3 to the power of 2 will give us 9. So 27 plus 9 will give us 26. 26 plus 3 will give us, 36 rather. Then 3 plus 36 will give us our 39. So thank God we are on point. But here we want to move all quantities to the left-hand side. You are going to marry each of these quantity according to their powers with the variable here, right? So the first here we have our p raised to the power of 3. We bring this one to this side, is going to give us minus our 3 to the power of 3. The plus, we bring here p to the power of 2. We bring this, is going to give us minus 3 to the power of 2. The plus our p, then this comes here, we have minus our 3. On the left-hand side, sorry, right-hand side, we are left with our 0 here. So what we do, we can pair them up here, okay? We can put them in brackets. So if we pair this to this, then we pair this and this, we pair this and this. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have p to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 3, or in brackets. then plus our p to the power of 2 minus 3 to the power of 2, or in bracket, then plus our p minus our 3, close bracket, everything equal to 0. So with this thing we have here now, we have what we call some algebraic identity that are playing out here. This, we have an algebraic expression for this. We equally have an algebraic expression for this. And let's check out this algebraic expression. Remember, the law says that if you have your, let's take the first one, which says that if you have your, let's take x, right, x to the power of 3, then minus y to the power of 3, we call this the difference of two cubes, right? So the difference of 2 cubes, this is equal to bracket your x minus y, close bracket, bracket open, your x to the power of 2 plus your x, y plus your y to the power of 2. Okay, then here we have difference of 2 square, and it says that if you have your x to the power of 2, then minus your y, yes, y to the power of 2, this is equal to bracket open x minus y, close bracket, bracket x plus y. So we're going to make use of these two identities here now. We have the first one, which is this here, the second one here. So I want to write this and this in this format. So if we go ahead to do that, then we're going to come up with our, this now implies that our p minus our 3, close bracket, bracket, close here, then bracket open here, bracket open, we have our p to the power of 2, then plus our 3p, then plus our 3 to the power of 2, close bracket, then plus, we take the difference of 2 square here, so we have bracket up here, p minus 3, then bracket, bracket p plus our 3, close bracket, plus, here we just keep this expression here, so we have here p minus our 3, close bracket, equal to our 0. So we can easily factor out p minus 3 from these expressions here. So if we do that, this is going to give us p minus 3, close bracket, here. Now you discover that if we use this to divide this expression, we are left with this. So let's put this in a square bracket, then bracket open. Here we have our p to the power of 2, then plus our 3p, then plus our 9. Here, so you're going to give us 9, bracket, plus, yeah, we use this to divide this, we are left with just bracket p plus our 3, close bracket, plus, here we are left with 1. The square bracket close equal to 0, right? Good. So from here, we look carefully again. We can open up the expressions we have inside this bracket here now. So we're going to have here p minus 3, close bracket, bracket p to the power of 2 plus 3p, plus r9, yeah, plus our p plus 3 plus 1, close bracket, equal to 0. Simple, right? Good. So from here, what we do next here is this. Let's add up terms that can be added or quantities that have the same quantity of variables. So from here, we're going to have here bracket. We have just one p to the power of 2, right? Then plus, here we have 3p plus 1p, that gives us 4p. Then we have 9 plus 3 gives us 12 plus 1 gives us 13. So we have 13 close bracket equal to 0. Okay, so let's continue here. Now, if you check carefully here, you discover that what we have here is a rule. There's a rule, a special rule playing out here. What is that rule? We call it the zero property. The zero property says that if you have your A times B equal to 0, so it means that A is either equal to 0 or your B is equal to 0. One of them must be equal to 0. So we have two case scenarios here now. which is this, the first one, this is the second one. So let's take the first case scenario from this system here now. So we're going to have here, the first one is going to give us here case 1, case 1. So in our case 1, we're going to have our p minus 3 is equal to our 0. Move this to this side, so we're going to have p is equal to our positive 3. So we have our p to be positive 3. Okay, now if you check out case 2, we are told that t belongs to a set of real numbers from this condition here, right? Good. Now, if you check case 2, this is a quadratic equation. And in this quadratic equation, we can check if we're going to get a real number from here, right? So from case 2, now let's take from case 2, yeah, let's check our that is going to give us b to the power of 2 minus our 4ac, right? So what is our b? Our b is 4. So we have here 4 to the power of 2 minus our 4 times, what is our a? Our a is 1 there times our c is 13 here. So we have 13 in here. So if we multiply out this, it's going to give us our 16, right? 16. Then minus 4 times 3 will give us 12. Then 4 times 1 will give us our 1. I'm sorry. 4 times 1 will give us 4 plus the 1 you carry is 5. So give us here 52. So if we subtract 16 from 52, this is going to give us our minus 36, right? So for number 2, case 2, we're going to have imaginary root from this case scenario here. So we are not considering this. All right, now, but look at our case 1 here. Case 1, we saw for our p to be 3. But if you check the question carefully, we do not have p as a variable in this expression. So we'll recall where we said let 5 to the power of t be equal to p. So we now come here and say recall. So we're going to recall that we said that your 5 to the power of t is equal to p. So what we do here now, we just have to put in the value of p. The value of p we solve for is just 3 here. So we put in that value. So this is going to give us our 5 to the power of t is equal to 3. So to solve this, we just have to log both sides of the equation. Okay, so let's take log to base 10. We're going to have here the log of our 5 to the power of t is equal to our log of 3. Okay, we're taking this to base 10, which is our natural base, right? Good. So with what we have here now, we are having a power here. So remember the law of logarithm, which says that if you have the log of a raised to the power of b, this is equal to b times the log of our a. Okay, so if we apply this power law of logarithm, what happened to this t, it's going to come over here. So this is going to give us our t times the log of our 5 base 10 is equal to our log of 3 base 10. We're looking for t. So the simple way to do this is just to divide by the log of our 5 base 10. We equally do same thing to this side. So we have log of 5 base 10. So what happened? This and this leaves the system. So we are now left with our t. So we now have therefore rt is equal to the log of 3 base 5. This is another way of rewriting this expression here. So we have log 3 base 5. And I have done the check on this to prove if the answer is correct. If you put the value here, log 3 base 5, into the original equation, which is what we have in here, it will give you 39. Okay, I've done that already. You can go ahead to confirm that. So this brings us to the end of today's class. Thank you for watching. Put the comment in the comment section. Bye for now.